There's always a massive debate when a new device drops, right? But honestly, just following the hype isn't enough, especially when we're talking about dropping your hard-earned cash on a brand new phone. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are definitively breaking down whether the brand new iPhone 17 is actually worth that $799 starting price. Look, that money is coming out of your pocket, not mine. So we're going to open this thing up and look at the cold, hard facts. No spin, no fluff, just exactly what you need to know before you buy.
Okay, let's dive into this. We are skipping the hype machine entirely today. The whole goal of this explainer is to take all of those technical specs, the numbers, the marketing jargon, the flashy keynotes, and translate them directly into real-world buying advice. I'm going to tell you exactly how these changes actually impact your daily life, so you can make a 100% confident decision.
Section 1. The verdict. I respect your time, so we're starting right at the finish line today. Let's hit the bottom line upfront facts right away so you immediately know where you stand.
Here is the absolute, unhedged truth based purely on the data. If you're upgrading from an iPhone 14 or older, this is an easy, undeniable yes, period. And if you're brand new to the Apple ecosystem coming over from Android, this is genuinely one of the best entry points Apple has ever made. It's totally for you if you want a device that holds its value brilliantly and just works, without you having to micromanage it every single day. But if you already have an iPhone 16, skip it. Absolutely skip it. It's a way smaller jump than they want you to think. Oh, and if you're a hardcore customizer who wants to tinker with every system setting on your device, do not buy this. Hard stop. You're going to want to wait for our Samsung explainer coming up next.
Section 2. Design and display. These are the physical upgrades you can actually see and feel the literal second you pick the device up. We're keeping the momentum fast here because there are two major shifts on the outside of this phone that you absolutely need to know about.
So, the crucial point is that first number, 6.3. The screen is officially bumped up to 6.3 inches, which is up from 6.1 on last year's model. Now, I know what you're thinking. 0.2 inches? That doesn't sound like a massive difference on paper. But trust me, when you are actually holding this device in your hand, it absolutely matters. It is literally the difference between reading a long text message or an article comfortably and finding yourself squinting at the screen. The bezels are remarkably thin now, giving you maximum screen real estate in a form factor that still fits perfectly in your pocket.
But hey, size isn't everything. Check out this simple comparison graphic. For the absolute first time ever on a base model iPhone, Apple is giving us a 120Hz display. The old way, at 60Hz, it always felt just slightly choppy if you paid close attention, but moving to 120Hz is a total revelation. Think about it like this. The old way was kind of like flipping through a physical photo album by hand. It works, sure, but it stutters. Getting 120Hz feels like someone perfectly flipping that photo album for you at the exact right speed. It completely smooths out your scrolling. You might not consciously realize the tech behind it, but your eyes will instantly feel that buttery smooth response every single time you swipe.
Now, I want you to deliberately slow down and pay very close attention to Section 3, the camera upgrade. We are going to look really closely at the camera sensors right now because, frankly, this right here is the single biggest technological jump on the entire device.
24. Look at this bold stat, because 24 is the number you need to care about. Apple has made a massive, unapologetic leap to a 24-megapixel front-facing camera. If you're a content creator, if you post to social media, or even if you just take a lot of video calls, listen to me closely. This single specification completely justifies the upgrade all by itself. It is a literal game changer for the front of the phone.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why that matters. Look at this tight macro shot of the sensor. They have completely doubled the resolution from the 12 megapixels we've been stuck with on all previous base models. Upgrading to this 24-megapixel sensor is exactly like moving from a standard, everyday home printer to a high-end professional one. It's the same photo, same lighting, same person, but suddenly it's revealing textures and tiny details that you literally could not see before. Every selfie, every FaceTime call, every story you record is going to be dramatically sharper, with incredibly enhanced low-light detail. Now, looking closely at the rear camera setup, it carries over a very strong, proven formula. Honestly, it's not the absolute flashiest camera hardware on the global market, but you know what? That's not the point. The point is that it is the most consistent. Whether you're shooting in bright, harsh daylight or taking a quick night shot without a tripod, it works perfectly on the first try. And when you're trying to capture a fleeting memory that you just cannot recreate, consistency is the only metric that actually matters.
Section 4. Performance and battery. Let's pivot to the internal engine of the phone.
We are moving entirely past the aesthetic now and focusing purely on the cold, hard performance data that dictates how this phone actually runs when you really push it to its limits.
Underneath the hood, this phone is powered by the brand new A19 processor. But what's really flying under the radar here is Apple's all-new N1 chip. Check out this tight macro shot of the internals. By bringing this totally in-house and cutting out outside suppliers, Apple has fundamentally changed how your phone communicates. Let me put that in plain English. Your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connections are going to be flawlessly stable, period. Your phone is going to talk to your AirPods, your smartwatch, and your car faster and with absolutely zero drops.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the A19 chip handles stress. Just look at this simple comparison bar graphic showing system lag during multitasking. The old way shows those inevitable spikes and stutters when the system gets bogged down. But the A19 chip, it completely flattens that out. If you're gaming on your phone, streaming high-res video, or if you're like me and you just keep 15 different apps open in the background constantly, this chip ensures the device simply does not stutter or lag. It flattens the curve entirely.
As for the battery, I'm going to give you a completely direct, unhedged verdict. The battery life is solid. It's not revolutionary, but it's solid. For most everyday users, it will comfortably get you through a full day of use. But if you are a heavy user, gaming, streaming, shooting 4K video, you are still going to need an evening charge. That is just the reality. It's the exact same as every other flagship phone on the market right now. Nobody has solved that heavy user evening drain just yet, and Apple hasn't magically solved it here either.
All right, let's pick the pace back up for Section 5, Price and Final Decision. We've seen exactly what it can do, now let's see what it's going to cost us.
Let's move to the pricing and see how this builds across the entire iPhone 17 lineup. So, the base model starts at $799. If you step up to that ultra-thin Air model, you're looking at $999. The Pro tier starts at $1,099, and the Massive Pro Max caps it all off at $1,199. So that is a $400 spread from the bottom all the way to the top.
The undeniable takeaway here is this: unless you are a professional photographer or videographer who specifically requires that pro camera system for your daily work, the base iPhone 17 is the undisputed smart buy. You are getting 90% of the premium pro experience, the 120Hz screen, the incredible 24-megapixel front camera, the blazing A19 chip, for literally hundreds of dollars less. Do the smart thing, save that extra money, or put it toward AppleCare to actually protect your investment.
That's the iPhone side, fully broken down. But hey, I told you at the start, I'm not just going to tell you my opinion and leave it there. The exact same deep dive, the same honesty is coming for Samsung. No bias, same standard. Which phone are you rocking right now? Comment below and subscribe for Part 2, the Samsung Breakdown.